Hey guys, how's it going? Jabber Game and Jaws here. So I wanted to cover something that came in the mail the other day. If you're signed up with being a pro member at GameStop, this is something that you can't get around, which is their Game Informer magazine. Generally, it comes in the mail, and I don't even look at it. I just throw it on the shelf. But this month came, and they have a special edition called Top 100 RPGs of All Time. Piqued my interest a little bit, along with this amazing artwork. So this is super dope. It's got tons of characters from different RPGs. We've got Pikachu, Cloud Strife, Chrono. That looks like Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. We got Geralt. That looks like Cloud again in the background, maybe. Mario, even from Super Mario RPG. Oh yeah, Super Mario RPG. Didn't even see that. That's really cool. There's a lot of really dope ass shit in this picture. So I thought this was sweet. Oh, check out that Buster Sword. Anyways, thought this was really cool. So yeah, top 100 RPGs of all time. So I just thought that I would go through these. This video may take a while. If you're not super into RPGs, or if you're not into just boring videos, then you may not want to watch this. But I just thought it was intriguing. I looked through the list a little bit. Not too surprised by a lot of the things. Obviously, there's a lot in here I've not played, but I just thought I would go through them briefly. Talk about maybe some that I really like, maybe some that are on my list to play. Some of these I actually own, and they're on my to play list. Just haven't gotten there yet. So anyways, without further ado, some of these I've never even heard of, like number 100, Torment, Tides of Numenera. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. PS4, Xbox, and PC. Apparently it's not too recent. Or it is pretty recent. Dragon Quest 3. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I heard somebody talking about this game like literally a week ago. I'd never heard of it. It sounds awesome as hell. It's like, it's called Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines. Sounds like it's vampires in modern day setting in LA. I love vampires in general, so it totally sounds intriguing to me, and I could totally see myself playing it. Although I'm really not a PC player, so I don't know. We'll see. Dark Cloud 2, never played it. Never played the first one either. When the first one came out on PS2, I really wanted to play it. Unfortunately, didn't get to it. Lost Odyssey, I listened to Happy Console Gamer's review of it, and hearing that it was written by Hironobu Sakaguchi from the Final Fantasy series, and Happy Console Gamer's heavy recommendation made me actually buy this. Yeah, so this is on my to play list at some point. Happy Console Gamer kind of said that it's what Final Fantasy would have been if they had continued after 10 in kind of the traditional Final Fantasy style, turn-based fighting, just new graphics and all that. Golden Sun I actually played through really recently on the Game Boy Advance. That was really good. Pillars of Eternity, never heard of it. Oh, I actually skipped one. The World Ends With You, never heard of that either. DS, I'm not sure. Yep, Tactics Ogre, never played that. I'm not really into tactical RPGs, and that's probably going to be obvious going through this list. Bastion, never heard of it. Panzer Dragoon Saga, just finished my second playthrough of that game. Love that game. It's really, really good. I actually enjoyed it more my second time. I made a video recently talking about it, and on the second playthrough, I think I got more out of it. In my video before, I had rated it an 8.5. I think, honestly, it's moved up to like a 9 to a 9.5. That game is pretty freaking dope, and I recommend it to anybody who wants to play it. Tales of Symphonia, I have owned this game for a couple years on the GameCube, never gotten to it. Honestly, I tried Tales of the Abyss, and I just don't know if the Tales games are my thing. I'll probably give Tales of Symphonia a try someday, maybe. Radiata Stories, never heard of it. Actually, I have heard of it. I've just never played it. Vagrant Story, I own. I played about 10 hours into it. I really liked the ambiance. I really liked the feel. I thought it was intriguing. The gameplay was really fun, except it was hard as shit. And I am no slacker when it comes to RPGs, but like that one was really hard to understand. And yeah, I've decided I'm gonna start that one over at some point. Pool of Radiance. Vagrant Story, though, is just super intriguing to me. I will be playing that for sure. Never heard of Pool of Radiance NES, so that's an old one. Might and Magic. Horizon Zero Dawn, a new one that's on the list. I'm excited to play that at some point. That game just looks so sweet. Xenoblade Chronicles. You know, I tried playing this on the new 3DS, and I returned it. I was just not seeing what everybody else was seeing. People go crazy about it and love it. To me, it seemed... I don't know. I was just looking at the first couple hours, and I was like, eh. If this is really as long as everybody's talking about, and I'm just so not feeling it. So I got rid of that. I'm sure it's good. Everybody loves it, so... South Park, The Stick of Truth. I don't know. Maybe it is good. Destiny. I didn't really know that was a RPG, so that's interesting. Odin Sphere, I've heard really good things about. Never played it. Dragon's Dogma, never played it. Wasteland, that's pretty old, I believe. Yeah, never played that. 1988, damn. That was the year I was born. Old game. Radiant Historia, never played it. Man, there are so many games I've never played. Yep, never played that. Never played Shadow Hearts. Monster Hunter Generations. I've read really good things about those. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I know this is an amazing game. I played a little bit of it at my friend's house. Him and I just sat there and played it, and we had a lot of fun. But I've never actually sat down and played through it on my own. That may happen at some point when I get in the mood for that kind of a game. Paper Mario, I really want to play. I really want to start with Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo, and I want to move through those games. I've heard that Thousand Year Door on the GameCube is absolutely stupendous. Arsene Gaya put that in one of his top, I think it was in his top 5 games of all time, so that's pretty high honor in my opinion, because I respect that guy's opinion a lot. Jade Empire, Undertale, Disgaea, Hour of Darkness, Divinity, Original Sin, Path of Exile, XCOM, Mass Effect, another series that I seriously want to play, Darkest Dungeon, Valkyria Chronicles, I believe that's like a tactical RPG. Looks intriguing, and I do own it, I don't know if I'll play it. Baldur's Gate, Witcher 2. I would love to play The Witcher 2 at some point. I really need to do that. I'm probably going to buy that on the 360. Being that Witcher 3 is my favorite game of all time. Should probably play Witcher 2. Chrono Cross. I love that game. So freaking good. That is stupendous. I am way overdue for another playthrough of Chrono Cross. I miss that game. Tales of the Unknown. Super old RPG. Dragon Age Inquisition. My friend Alex told me that this game is amazing, that she got totally lost in it. So I bought it because it was like $12 at GameStop. I started it, got like maybe an hour into it, and then I got sidetracked. I just have way too many other things to play. You know, it's going to be a big one. Skies of Arcadia, I really want to get for my Dreamcast and play that. That game has always appealed to me ever since I first saw it. Another one I want to play on the Dreamcast, Grandia 2. Those two games, yeah, I'm super stoked to play those on Dreamcast. I won't play them any other way. I play everything on the Dreamcast I can. I love that system. Star Ocean, The Second Story. I actually own, no I don't, never mind. Different series. Whoops. Never played that. Oblivion. You know, my mom just picked this up for me at a yard sale, so I actually own that game. Dragon Quest VIII. I would love to get this on the 3DS. Pokemon Gold and Silver. If you played one, you played them all. Xenogears. I've started this game like 3 times. Never gotten through it. That's going to change. This is on my bucket list. This is a very serious bucket list game of mine. I absolutely will play this one. Persona 3. The only Persona game that I've played is Persona Q. I own Persona 4. Haven't gotten around to that. Persona 3 is definitely appealing to me. Looks good. Breath of the Wild. I love that they're putting new games on here. That's kind of interesting. This is quite a hefty list of games. Demon Souls, never played that. Mass Effect 3, number 43. Number 40, or 45. Number 44, Fire Emblem. Yeah. Wizardry Shadow Run. This is one hell of a list of RPGs. If anything, I have a good list to go back to when I don't know what I want to play. Because there are so many on here that I've never played, so I can get a nice little synopsis and a screenshot and see if there's something that stands out to me. Xenosaga Episode 1. I played about 15 hours of that game. Yeah, I didn't stick with it, obviously. I don't even know why. I'm not super into sci-fi stuff. The environments were a little blank for me, and it just seemed a little bit like I don't even know what to say. It wasn't cohesive enough, I didn't think. They needed to get to the point. It was dragging on a bit. Fallout, System Shock 2. I missed Neverwinter Nights. Diablo 3, Fallout New Vegas. Would love to play that one. Yeah, Final Fantasy X. Glad that that's on the list. Oh, man, I want to play that game so badly. That's one that I plan to play on my Sega Genesis. I don't want to play it any other way. I want to play it there on the original. The original Final Fantasy. Valkyrie Profile. Ultima 7. Persona 4. I own that. Need to play that at some point. Suikoden 2 I've played. That was a really good game. Luca Blight was so freaking awesome as a villain. He was like disgusting. Super Mario RPG, really want to play that one, as I said earlier. Earthbound, I need to play that one. There's so many Super Nintendo RPGs that I just need to play. Dragon Age. Kingdom Hearts 2, never been drawn to the Kingdom Hearts games. I remember when that series came out. I remember first seeing it in Electronic Gaming Monthly. And my little brother at the time had really wanted to play Final Fantasy, but it was a little too mature for him at the time. So when Kingdom Hearts came along, I remember taking my EGM magazine and showing it to him, and he got super excited. And he ended up he did play it along with my younger sister Callie. That's pretty cool. Noah and Callie playing Kingdom Hearts. So I still don't want to play those games. I own them, but I don't want to play them. Final Fantasy IV. Love that game. Played it many, many times. EverQuest. Morrowind. Diablo. Persona 5, another new one. This one like just came out. I'm excited to get that one at some point. Final Fantasy 7. I love that game. What more to be said? Look at that beautiful shot of all the characters. Wow. That's pretty nice. It's number 18. I like that that's a little bit high up on the list. A lot of people like to hate on that game. That's like popular to do. Although that goes in shifts, because like when too many people hate on it, then people think it's super cool to like jump on the wagon. So man, in Final Fantasy fandom, you just have to like what you like and not give a fuck, because everybody's got an issue with you liking any game in that series. I'm like, why can't we just like them all? I've not played a Final Fantasy I didn't like, so that's pretty nice. Secret of Mana is one that I'm sure that I'll get to eventually. Again, that goes along with my saying that there's a lot of Super Nintendo games that I'd like to play. Pokemon Red and Blue. Yep, Pokemon Blue back in the day got me going on that. That's for sure. That was a good one. On my Game Boy Pocket. Deus Ex. We're getting down. Number 13, Planescape. Never played it. Fallout 3. Number 12, never played it. Played Fallout 4. That was my first Fallout. I loved Fallout 4. People say that it's a lot more of the same. To me, I didn't feel that, obviously, since I had never played anything before it. So I'm guessing since I liked Fallout 4, I'm sure that I would like Fallout 3. So that'll probably happen at some point. Bloodborne, that looks pretty cool. Never actually played it. Final Fantasy Tactics. Again, I'm not into tactical RPGs. Baldur's Gate, Diablo 2. Oh, Knights of the Old Republic, number 7. That's really high on the list. I know that game is super respected. I own that for the original Xbox. In here, actually, they got it wrong. They said that it's on the PS2. If it's on the PS2, then it does not exist on eBay, because I went on eBay all excited thinking, oh, cool, I'm going to find a PS2 copy of it, because I would have preferred that over the Xbox version, because I just prefer Sony consoles. But no, I can't find it anywhere. I think they goofed. World of Warcraft, number 6. So we're getting into the top 5 here. What? This is no surprise to me. I already looked. So number 5 is The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. I'm really, honestly, just happy that this made it into the top 5 RPGs of all time, according to Game Informer. Obviously, to me, it's number 1, and to a lot of other people. But yeah, I'm just glad. I think that to get into the top 5 is a super good nod of respect. That game is just freaking awesome. If you've not played The Witcher 3, you've got to do it. It's really on another level. Speaking of on another level, I've just heard so much about Mass Effect 2. Obviously, I'm going to play the first one first, but yeah, man, I really want to play that series. There's just not enough time. There is not enough time to play everything. Chrono Trigger. I'm actually on my 4th playthrough of Chrono Trigger. That's a good game. I'm doing my very first New Game Plus playthrough of that. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that yet. I played it 3 times, and I could never bring myself to do New Game Plus, because every time I played it, I wanted to actually have some challenge with the bosses. But I think it's cool that you can kind of just whiz right through the game if you want just the story doing the New Game Plus, and obviously I'm down with any options. I always have loved this shot. I think that's gorgeous. It's such a good game. The first time I played it was on the PlayStation 1 in Final Fantasy Chronicles. It came with Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger. That's like the shittiest version that you can play, because it's got like load times and stuff. But it was really cool that it was available to me and that I was able to play it, since I didn't have it on Super Nintendo or even have a Super Nintendo. So I'm always grateful that they came out with that version. And what's funny is, probably 3 or 4 years ago, when I got back into gaming, I downloaded Chrono Trigger for like, I don't know, $5 or $10 off the PlayStation Network. And I started playing it just to see if I would like it enough to buy it on Super Nintendo. Well, I ended up getting sucked right in, and I played it for hours that night. It was funny. And I ended up playing it again and beating it then. And now I own it on my 3DS, and that's how I've played it the last time I played it, and playing it again right now. Just so good. If you've not played Chrono Trigger, you absolutely have to. And it is no surprise to me that that's in this top 5. Number 2, Final Fantasy VI. Again, not at all a surprise. Such a phenomenal game. So awesome. I mean, I technically myself prefer Final Fantasy VII, but that's not to say that I could not see why Final Fantasy VI is so beloved and has stood the test of time so much. And I know the general consensus is that this is one of the absolute best games of all time. Like, no matter what, this is always in like the top 3, pretty much. So good. Man, that game's so good. These games are games that I'll never stop replaying. They're just phenomenal. So, number 1, Skyrim. Oh. Yeah, Skyrim is dope. I missed it on the PS3 and the 360, but I've been playing it on the PS4. It's awesome being able to play it with mods. I mean, people knock this game, I feel like. I feel like anything that's super successful that people really fall in love with, there's always got to be haters. Do I think that it deserves number 1? No, not really, but at the same time, it kind of does deserve to be really high on the list at least. And there's no doubt that this game was just so monumental. And I mean, the thing is still alive. People love this game. The modding community basically will probably keep Skyrim. Like, it'll be very interesting to see, when is Skyrim going to be done? Will it ever be done? I don't even know. Like, that game's just so good. If you've not played Skyrim, you really need to play it. The cool thing about Skyrim, too, is, like, you can pick it up and play it, and then you can stop. And then you can pick it up and play it, and then you can stop. There's no... Like, it never needs to end. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And I cannot believe how huge and just how much there is to do. Like, super impressed. I think I played, man, I don't even know, like 160 hours. And I just feel like there's so much left for me to do, because there is. I'll go back to that game at some point. Eventually, I'm just going to finish the main quest. I've not even started the main quest, barely, in my playthrough. But... yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a good game. I would have put Witcher 3 here personally, but, you know, the fact that that was in the top 5 is pretty awesome for me. So, alright guys, just thought I'd go through this real quick. Again, just show you some of that awesome cover art. This was quite a big undertaking for them to do, and it got my attention. So, yep, you can get this now. Go to GameStop. You can probably pick it up there. All right, guys. Peace out.